Houston Rockets have won 4 games in a row, and they're above 500 for the first time in 1,005 days. Yes, 105 days. So Will and I are about to dive into that. They just blew out the Lakers. Great game, great vibes. Let's talk about it on the Bradeaux Show.
All right, and welcome back to the episode of the Bradeaux and Will Show. I'm your first, as always, Will. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Bias Houston. Over there, Twitter Spaces. That's been the main attraction lately. Run after every game. So if you want to tap in, it's open mic. And then speaking of open mic, I want to shout out the PSF app. Where we're over there live broadcasting through most of the games throughout the regular season. So if you want to come chop it up with us during the game, some of y'all can get the opportunity to come speak on the stage. Tap in over there. And with that, I'll pass it off to Brad.
As always, y'all know where to find me at Bradeaux NBA on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. As Will just mentioned, we're on the PSF app now. We're live streaming games. That's a great time. And as always, we got the post-game Twitter Spaces too. But yeah, man, I just want to dive into this Rockets winning streak. 4 wins in a row, 3 in a row by 15 points. They've been holding teams under 100 points. They're locking up, playing great basketball. Ime Udoka is really turning this team around. It's the first time I've been this excited about Rockets basketball since probably 2018, 2019, those days, back when they had Harden. But Will, let's start with you, man. How are you feeling about this win streak, this Lakers game? Like, what's the vibes looking like?
It's great. A lot of my enthusiasm was brought into the post game space, which was recorded. So you should definitely go check that out if you want like the real rah-rah reaction to tonight's game. That's where that was at. But I mean, it was a great win from start to finish. The Lakers there was never a point in this game where the Lakers were in control of it. I want to say we took like a 6-8-0 lead before they even finally scored. And I mean, they just never stood a chance. It was never a close game. And even when they tried to go like a little run, but I feel like D'Lo hit a couple of shots in like the third quarter. They thought they was gonna come back. Joker called a timeout. Boys went right back up. Like they didn't, you know what I'm saying? There was never a point in time tonight where the Lakers stood a chance at beating us. And I know everyone's gonna say, well, they didn't have Anthony Davis, but we didn't have Amin Thompson, Tari Eason's first game back. We're still a team that most people don't even think is gonna make the play-in tournament this year. So I'm not really trying to hear that AD wasn't there. I thought the team was like, this is probably the best defensive performance we've seen from them all season long. LeBron James specifically, him and Dillon Brooks have kind of been going back and forth with each other in the media or whatnot, and that was kind of the marquee matchup. You heard the Toyota Center light up every time LeBron got the ball in the post on Dillon Brooks. And LeBron had 18 points. He had 3 turnovers, and I want to say it was a negative 24 and a blowout L, right? Nothing was easy for him tonight. When Dillon Brooks wasn't guarding him, Tari Eason was there. And when Tari Eason wasn't there, Jae'Sean Tate was there. We just threw our best defenders at LeBron all night. And it made it very tough for him. And once you take the head of this thing out the game, you have guys like D'Lo and Ruhat Jamar who tried to make things shake, but it just wasn't gonna happen. And I think that's the reason we won tonight, was because we were so disciplined and on the same pace defensively. And it wasn't just when we guarded LeBron; it was just in general. I mean, they covered for each other. The rotations were crisp. Like I said, we're gonna have to go back and just watch the masterclass defensively that we put on tonight. And I think that's ultimately the reason that we were able to win. And like that's what Udoka wanted to do when he came to Houston. That's one of the reasons why he did say no to a guy like James Harden. That's why he targeted guys like Dillon Brooks and Brook Lopez. He wanted to make this team a defensive-minded team. And through 7 games, we've kind of seen a little bit of that vision executed. So I'm really excited to see that so far. That's kind of just my initial reaction to the game.
Yeah, my initial reactions as well. Just defense. I'm watching the game, and I said in the post-game space, they're just flying around everywhere defensively. One lineup stood out to me in particular. It was a lineup when they had Şengün out there, but they surrounded Şengün with 4 defenders. They had Fred VanVleet, Jae'Sean Tate, Dillon Brooks, and Tari Eason out there. And they were all just flying around helping Şengün. Şengün's been holding his own all season. and that lineup was going insane. And even in the first quarter, they're clamping. Everyone's rotating. They're all in the right spots at the right time. Jabari's been playing good defense as well. But just to highlight a singular player, well, one, it's great to have Tari Eason back, of course. We already know the energy he was going to bring. 14 minutes played, he had 9 points, 9 rebounds. And that's just the hustle that he brings on a consistent basis. But I want to talk about Jae'Sean Tate in particular. That man really plays great defense. He has been his whole career. But it really stands out when he has a great defensive coach and other defenders around him. And he doesn't have to take on insane matchups. And he has ideal help when guarding certain matchups. Key in on him when you're watching Rockets games. That man is everywhere on the floor. Really, really great player, especially if the three ball is falling. Now he's taking them with confidence. He's laughing at people for sagging off him. He laughed at LeBron James for trying to sag off him, and he drained the three and pointed at him. I love that confidence. That's what's going to get him a lot more minutes on this Rockets team. But, yeah, defense stood out. Getting Tari back helps a lot, of course. Almond's going to make it a lot better. But we can even talk about Almond's replacement right now. Aaron Holiday's been cranking lockdown defense. I don't know. Maybe he had a conversation with his brother Drew, but he's been hooping too. The whole team is hooping. Jalen came out there today. He was a star tonight, obviously. 28 points on 11 to 15 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3, up to 45.5% on the from 3 this season. A 58 true shooting percentage on the season. 19.6 points per game on the season for Jalen Green. He's playing great basketball. This is what, Ime Udoka, he got these boys playing efficient hoops. Jabari Smith Jr., last 5 games. Since the Spurs, when he went outside, he shot 5 for 16 against the Spurs, missed a clutch free throw. He's averaging 16.3 points, 7.3 rebounds, shooting 59% from the floor, 50% from 3, 100% from the line. He's hooping. The whole team is hooping across the board. Fred's getting mad assists, doesn't turn the ball over. Şengün started game 6 of 6, finished 8 of 10, 19.7 rebounds, 4 assists. The whole team, top to bottom, on top of that, is not only great offensively, but they're clamping defensively. It's like perfect basketball. Ime Udoka came out there and said it was an easy formula. We're gonna take care of the ball. We're gonna play defense. It's not difficult. The talent was always there. Now they're just showing what they can do with it. Bringing in guys like Dillon and Fred have helped this team tremendously. This coaching staff has helped tremendously, and now we see 4 straight wins. In particular, 3 straight wins by 15 plus while holding defenders under 100. That's only happened 4 times in Rockets history. 2018 when they went 65-17, 2005, T-Mac and Yao, and then back in 1974. So that's how rare the Rockets have been hooping right now. They're playing really, really, really good hoops, and they got the Pelicans on Friday, who I think they can beat. We're looking at 5-3, and we taking it one game at a time. But they'll have the Nuggets after that, and Jamal Murray is going to be out. Again, that's the Denver Nuggets. That's going to be a game. But hey, look, the Rockets playing confident basketball. They look good. And I'm hoping they can just build on this. But by far the happiest I've been watching Rockets basketball in the longest time ever. I was on my feet screaming and watching the game, bro. It was too fun.
This is the first time that we've been on the other end of a game being over in the fourth quarter. I'm so used to us being the team that's like pulling the starters late third quarter, early fourth quarter. We beat them so bad. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm in a couple of Rockets chats, and I was saying in one of them, I was like, because we were up at like 25. I'm like, y'all know if we hold on to this lead for like 5 more minutes, they're gonna pull the starters. Like you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna play them the rest of the game. Bro, I said that in the third quarter. I'm thinking they're gonna pull LeBron at like the 6-minute mark. He didn't even check in the fourth quarter. They pulled the plug. When is the last time the Houston Rockets beat a team so bad they pulled the plug at the start? Our starters didn't even touch. Our third stringers were playing. Boban was getting minutes to start the fourth quarter. That's how crazy, how badly we beat them tonight.
You know when the last time that was probably? And it's a random game. It was Jalen Green's rookie year. The second game of the season when they ran
OKC.
That's probably the last time.
But I feel like did Jalen touch the floor in the fourth quarter that game? I thought he did.
Is that when he tried to yam on dude and he just threw the ball?
Got the jam on Mike Muscala.
Even then, you're right. Probably the Harden days.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But I want to highlight a few things to add on to this. One, Coach Udoka. There's 3 things Coach Udoka did tonight that just kind of goes to show. I mean, maybe it's because I'm traumatized from the Stephen Silas experience, but just little things like this like really make me happy. One, if you notice, he tried to stagger Dillon Brooks' minutes with LeBron James minutes. Now he did have to kind of adjust because Dillon Brooks got into foul trouble later. But if you notice, the first quarter starts and Dillon Brooks is the primary defender on LeBron James. He's staying in LeBron James' face the entire time defensively. And then when LeBron took a breather, Udoka sub Dillon Brooks out. He set him down, right? LeBron comes back in the game, gets checks back into the game. Dillon Brooks. So he's mirroring LeBron James's minutes with Dillon Brooks's minutes. And I thought that was genius. Like to preserve your best defender on the opponent's best player, the only guy on that team is going to beat you, to stagger those minutes together. I know it sounds like, oh, well, that's obvious, it's something little, but like, bro, we went from watching like the complete opposite of like competent, logical basketball decisions. So just something as simple as that, like, I'm impressed because I haven't seen that in 3-4 years. I mean, even to a degree, as good as Mike D'Antoni was, Mike D'Antoni didn't game plan. He didn't deviate from his game plan. It was the same thing every night. It was we were gonna launch up a bunch of threes and play defense and was gonna win, right? That's what it was. Like we don't really like. I haven't really seen a Rockets team like make in-game adjustments for the opponent like we did tonight. So that was really cool for me. There's also a moment where Tari Eason, like you said, is as good as he was in his debut. 9 rebounds in like 14 minutes, which is like the most Tari Eason stat line of all time. He had a possession where in transition, he kind of dribbled in a traffic pass. I got the ball back and it took a really bad shot. And I remember I was like, Tari, like, this is that was your problem last year, was that you would drive into trouble and then make it hard on yourself when it's like, man, just reset the ball, let the point guard, let the ball handler make the decision. Like, you don't got to make it hard on yourself. And I remember I once again, I'm in group chats. I'm like, bro, if I'm coach right now, I'm sitting them down. I'm like, bro, come sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we don't do that here. We pass the ball. We play basketball the right way. We make smart decisions. That like we don't do that here. And guess what happens immediately after I say that? Tari Eason comes and sits down. And the camera pans, and Udoka doesn't just let him sit down. Udoka's in his ear. Like, bro, we don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's letting him know. But that's accountability. That's what we wanted, you know, Stephen Silas to do to all these years, was to let guys know, like, hey, bro, like, we don't do that here. You don't get to go out there and do stuff like that, and you get to play 25 minutes a night. Like, you mess up, all right, you can go sit down on the bench. I'm gonna let you know, right? Before you go sit down, I'm gonna tell you, hey, this is what you did. This is what you do better next time. And then I'm gonna let you watch. I'm gonna put in Jae'Sean Tate, who doesn't do that. I'm gonna let you watch Jae'Sean Tate do it better. So that was really cool to me. And then the last thing I want to point out that Udoka did, one thing that we talk about a lot on this show, we talked about it a lot in the spaces, probably some a little bit on the TL, but Jalen Green is someone who he needs a motivation to go off like that for some reason. And I don't say for some reason, if it's like strange, like a lot of the all-time greats need a reason. We talked about like Michael Jordan would like literally invent things to get mad at, to like motivate him to go off. Jalen Green's the same way. He needs something to be like, all right, I'm mad, I'm hoping for this. So we see him last year. If like when James Harden comes to town, he wants to be James Harden. When first, I don't know what it is about the Lakers. He likes beating the Lakers, right? He shows it when he plays the Lakers. There was a game against the game we dropped 40 in the Timberwolves. If y'all remember, Kyle Anderson had like shoved him at the beginning of that game, and it was like, okay, all right, like I'm gonna give you 40 now because you shoved me, right? Like it was games like that where like he needs something to like get him going. And Udoka, before the game started, they said it in the post game. Udoka pulled Jalen to the side before the game started and was like, Austin Reeves took your spot on Team USA this year. And like that was the battery that led to Jalen Green going off tonight, right? Was he, I guess he needed that motivation, to know, hey, this Austin Reeves guy did take my spot and I'm better than him. And so Jalen went out there and showed him. And I think we talked about this a little bit last episode, but for all people who were saying like we were asking too much from Jalen, bro, no, we're not. Like, if you look, this is who he is, bro. Like, this is the type of player that Jalen Green is. This is what he can do on a night-to-night basis. And so, like I said, one, kudos to Udoka for finding a way to put a battery in Jalen Green's back. I hope I don't know. I hope the mop boy looks at him weird tomorrow, and that makes him mad for the Pelicans on Friday. I hope I don't know what it is he got to do to get mad, but whatever it is, I hope that that the extra motivation is there for him again on Friday. And I'll just end it by saying this: we beat the Kings, who they were missing De'Aaron Fox. We beat them, beat the Hornets. Now we beat the Lakers. And I think people are kind of starting to see this team is a lot more talented than outsiders initially thought. I think, the idea that you can rest your stars against this team and expect to still win, that's last year's team. That's not this year's team no more. And so I said it last episode, I'll say it again now. Man, I think that we are health and a piece away from being like legitimately at worst the 10 seed. I genuinely believe that that's like we could be the 10 seed, and that's not a hot take. It's not an outlandish take. You go out there. I think the biggest area of need, honestly, it might have been the shooter. Honestly, right now it might be a backup five because Landale just isn't it. Well, by the way, I'll shout out to Udoka. I think we talked about this last time too. Jeff Green took Landale's minutes, and I like kudos because like Landale's he's not it right now. So you find someone who can actually give us what we thought Landale was going to give us. Jalen Green's kind of showing he's starting to take that leap. Şengün's already took that leap. Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet had like 8 assists. Well, no, not even 8 assists. I want to say it was closer to like
Fred had 10 assists.
10 assists to 1 turnover, right? So he's not necessarily he's not the most efficient right now, but he's distributing the ball. He's getting guys shots in the shots in their spots. He's making really smart decisions with the ball in his hands. Dillon Brooks has been Dillon Brooks. He's been amazing. We got Tari Eason back. Amin Thompson's coming back. Like this team can make some noise, bro. You get them one more playable body. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Stone work some magic or whatever. I don't know. We know what they're looking for out there, but work some magic at the deadline with that Oladipo contract with them seconds we got, and maybe even depending on who it is, I'd even throw in a protected first round pick if it's the right kind of fit for this team long term. I'd do it, bro. This team can be the 10th seed, and that's not a hot take. It's not outlandish. I think that should be the expectation. So yeah, I'll end it with that.
Yeah, and I want to ask you this, and we can close. And we both share our thoughts, but based on what we've been seeing from this Rockets team, we got Tari Eason back. I knew he was going to make them a much better basketball team, and he did that. They were hooping without him on the court, and they were that much better with him. But looking at our next 5 games, we can give a little prediction, man. We got the Pelicans at home, first in-season tournament game. We got the Nuggets after that at home again. Then we go on a road stand. We got Clips, Lakers, and then Warriors. That's our next 5 games. What are we thinking?
You said Pelicans, Nuggets,
at home,
Clips, Lakers, and Warriors?
Yes. Yeah. How are we feeling?
3-2.
3-2. And that's good. If we come out of there 3-2, that's a Houston Rockets team that's going to be 7-5, right? If I'm not mistaken. And that's really good. 12 games in, 7-5. You can't ask for a better start than that. And I can genuinely see them starting off 7-5. I'm confident in that Pelicans game, as I mentioned. The Lakers don't move me, even if they have Anthony Davis. It'll be a tough game now, but they can win that game. They played the Warriors really good without Tari Eason. Now the team's hit a different groove. I think that's going to be a close game. Then the Nuggets don't have Jamal Murray, and the Clippers, they're 0-2 so far with their new team. It's going to take time for them to gel. I'm not saying they're going to win all those games, but the Rockets have finally hit a groove. And what I'm looking for with this new group is to make every single basketball game competitive. There shouldn't be a single team they play where they don't have a chance to win. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I've been seeing. And again, it starts with taking care of the rock and playing really good defense. And that's what this Rockets team has been doing ultimately. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I'm excited with this new group, and I think they can make some noise. As you said, Will, 10 seed at worst for this Rockets team should be the expectation. The Rockets have only had 6 losing seasons in their entire franchise's history. Udoka doesn't plan to make that a 7th. I'm hoping they can get 42. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode. You got anything else?
I'll do it.
Yeah, it's our second time, posting an episode the same night. That's how excited we were. Like, this is a Rockets team that's actually winning games, and we're excited to bring out content and talk about this team. So we'll be back soon. Hopefully the Rockets make it 5 in a row against the Pelicans, but we'll see y'all soon.